tiny little dot on Jupiter, and now if you go in a straight line, there's like more ocean, more lands, and more continents, like NASA said, because NASA gives us certain truths. The universe is a world of waters, and of course you have water, continent, firm land, water, so ocean, seas, continent, firm land. So Vibes of Cosmos, what they did, very simple. This is like just like in primary school. It's so simple to understand. We start with Hyperborea, because even though Hyperborea is not the most important thing in the world, but it's the most important thing for us because we are enclosed in this system. We are forced to live here. So for Hyperborea, which is like what we call the magnetic north on the typical Gleason map, we have zoom out Europe, and this is like what we would know as the Gleason map. So all this area of dark blue is what the Gleason map shows. But unfortunately, the classical flat earthers, they only want to stick with the classical. We are surrounded by an ice wall, which is perfect circle, which is a lie. So as you know, we don't live on a spinning ball with curved water, but we don't live in a place where we are surrounded by a perfect ice wall, because the Antarctic Treaty, which is political military, everything is explained in public information, in the books and everything I've shared so far. We are not allowed to go in a straight line beyond the 60th parallel, right? So we zoom out. This is what the moon shows. So the projection of the continents and the oceans. The part here in the corner is Mordor, so where Tolkien got the map for the Lord of the Rings. And of course we've seen Mars. We zoom out and this is where we are on Mars. We are just a tiny fragment, a tiny bit, a tiny crater on a very huge big continent. White is firm land and blue is water, on a huge continent of the projection of Mars, which is the next electromagnetic layer. And I've just put the arrow there so that you know where we are on Mars. If you go in a straight line, but we're not allowed, so many more oceans and lands, how many humanities and species of humans, maybe even non-humans, although I would just say that all of them are humans, so they have human shape. They just have different DNA. So we are mammals. They could be like humans with different type of DNA, but in the end, just humanities. And then, of course, you would assume, well, there's, as you can see, the white and the blue continues in a straight line. Yes, indeed, because if you read, you see, there's more white and more blue in the books of Vibes of Cosmos. When you zoom out, in the next layer of magnetic field is Jupiter. Mars is just this. I don't have the photo right now, but you've seen it in the previous videos, and Vibes of Cosmos has shown you. We just look at as a dot. That's like the type of like spot you see on Jupiter that NASA shows you. This is where we are, and you would keep on going in a straight line, and this is what the map of Jupiter shows. There's blue and the dark blue and white and then black. Considering that previously on the map of Mars, here it's called Hellas Sea, black could be a very deep, extremely deep ocean and sea. So nothing to do with like, that's why I suppose, as far as I was able to see. So if black means ocean very deep, then we are in the map of Mars like this. Here there's more oceans, there's more land. You see there's a lot of land here. There's lots of white mixed with blue. So it's not like there's more water than land. Pretty much it's a mixture of water and land, and of course there's also very deep water, so the black would be very deep oceans. But you can see that like here there's lots of white, so lots of continents and islands, lots of firm land. And here there's like a bunch of white as well. There's white here mixed as well. So and this is Mars, okay? This here is Mars. It's not even us, it's Mars. We are this tiny spot here in the middle of nowhere, this like the tip of the continent. When NASA gives us lots of truths combined with lots of, you know what. So they said in previous news that the universe is a world of waters, and that we are just a tiny dust in the middle of everything. Sure, imagine like Jupiter is this, and beyond Jupiter we have, I'm not sure of the order, Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn. Or it's like Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, something like that. So if you keep on going in a straight line, how many more lands and continents and waters and stuff? Probably this is too much for people, because people are so used to see the spinning balls in space with curved waters and stuff, what we see in movies and CGI. And then of course the other part of the internet and the people are so used to only keep on sticking with the Gleason map. So just shut up, there's nothing to see here, don't speak about the moon, that it's always the same stuff. We live in a place which is surrounded by a perfect ice ball, and that's it. You see my point? So the Divergence tries to be anti-hypocrite and realistic and honest, and just go with what we know. We are not allowed. we are not allowed to go in a straight line from South Africa, from South America, from Australia. It's forbidden. So we are not even allowed to go around the supposed ice wall to see if it's actually an ice wall or there's just ways to go above water. Remember the Forbidden Documentary, remember the German books, remember what happened after 1945 until 1959 when the Antarctic Treaty was enforced, what happened with the Germans in Antarctica and the UFOs and everything else. Everything is linked. It's just Divergent is super lazy and I don't want to research and investigate. So yeah, you're not lazy like me, so you're more intelligent, you're not lazy. I'm super lazy, I'm not intelligent, so I don't know how to search for information, and I'm bad at searching information and representing information and presenting the facts. I'm super bad. I'm lazy. I didn't go to school. I only have I was the best in secondary school, high school, the first university, the second university, and now in January I'm going to start a master's degree. So I'm nobody. I'm a Mr. Nobody. I'm not intelligent. I don't know how to write and to read. I'm a Mr. Nobody. I'm in my corner here, super depressed, and I'm crying. So I'm sorry for that. But yeah, so it's up to you to get to the conclusions of the reality of the real world, because you're far superior than I am. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed.